thank the media for coming in early and attending our press conference. We have some great announcements today, which I'll be talking about in a second. But introduce you to John Slusser, as you guys know, from Spike TV. And John, why don't you say a few words, and we'll go from there.
Well, I don't have a lot to say other than we do have some exciting news for you today. Moments in this job that are a lot of fun. It's a lot of work and a lot of fun, but today is a fun day because we're going to talk about something that's never been done before, something that is going to be history in the making. I know that sounds like crazy, but it truly is history in the making, and something that I saw a long time ago when I traveled to Japan, and it was a very exciting moment. And then in talking to Scott, he said, he had some great ideas, and that was a long, long time ago. That combined with an incredible night that he's put together in a place that he's very familiar with, makes it's like.
Well, about a year ago, I came into Bellator, and we started throwing some great fights, some tentpole events, started expanding internationally, got a title sponsor. I mean, we've been doing some really good groundwork and building this company. And people always ask me, when are you going to go back to San Jose? And I said, you know what? When I go back to San Jose to promote, I'm going to do something really, really big. And I'm really proud to announce that on September 19th at the SAP Center, which was formerly the HP Pavilion where we built Strikeforce, we're going back to San Jose to put on this mega event. And the mega event is going to be a three-tiered show. And the first part is going to be a big title fight. And you guys know our current world champion in the light heavyweight division, Liam McGarry, and he is going to be competing against Tito Ortiz. This is a fight that Tito said to me, I want it, and he's been bugging me and bugging me and bugging me. And honestly, I said, look, Tito, you've already fought everybody. Why don't we find, this person or that person? He said, no, I want to fight for the title. So we're going to give him the title shot, and I think that's the first graphic here. So that's our main event for September 19th at the SAP Arena. Tickets are on sale next Friday at Ticketmaster and at the Arena box office, and the pre-sales are Wednesday and Thursday. If you sign up to Bellator.com, you can get the passcode. And then there's already some rumors around, and I thought, you know what, this would be a great place to put together some kickboxing. And I met with Pierre, Scott Rudman, I'd say about 6-7 months ago, and I put together a couple graphics, which you guys will see later, saying, hey, what if we did something really unique like this? And they said, okay, let's do it. So it kind of went back and forth, but I'm proud to say that we are going to have a hybrid show, and 3 fights will be the Glory Kickboxing. So I'd like to bring John Franklin up here from Glory to say a few words.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, John. We are extremely excited to be part of this event, to be involved in this massive undertaking. And we want to thank Scott Coker, John Slusser, Kevin Kay, everyone involved for giving us the opportunity to be part of a Bellator event in San Jose. It should be one of the biggest events of the year. We're going to have some great fighters, some great fights, and we look forward to seeing you all there.
Great. Thanks, John. And without further ado, I'd like to bring out the main event for our fight on September 19th, Mr. Tito Ortiz and Mr. Liam McGarry.
Hello, St. Louis. Nice to be here. Shame about the weather. I brought the English weather with me, it looks like. But no, it's a very nice city. I'm enjoying myself here, and I can't wait for the fights tonight.
Once again, St. Louis, it's been good besides the weather. Everything's been awesome. This event tonight's amazing. Just an opportunity to watch, 2 guys fight, Kimbo and Ken Shamrock, but I think the biggest thing is Scott gave me the fight I asked for, I begged for. I've been in this game for 18 years, and I love to compete. Scott said, you can fight this guy, you can fight that guy, and yeah, they might have been easier fights, and I don't want easier fights. I want to leave on top. When I was with the UFC, I had a bad taste left in my mouth when I left, and I'm here with Bellator, one of the best organizations in the world. They treat me with respect, treat all fighters with respect, and working for Scott has been class act, and everybody on the crew of Bellator have been class act, and I'm honored to be fighting Liam McGregor. You know, he's the champ. You got to beat the champ, and on September 19th, that's my goal, that's my job, and I'm going to make it happen.
I don't know about that one.
Do you want to talk about the kickboxing portion and some of the fighters that are going to be participating?
Yeah, I can take that. So our main event here with Liam and Tito Ortiz, that'll be the main event, and then the glory portion of the kickboxing fights, we'll have Joe Schilling in a kickboxing match, as well as Paul Daly, and then we're going to introduce one more fight here in the near future, and what he's putting up is the artwork for the glory event. And then are we ready to introduce the? Okay, so here is the third part of our event, which I'm really excited about, and I know that. You know, Bellator has done tournaments in the past and over a period of time. And hey, listen, Strikeforce put on probably one of the greatest heavyweight tournaments of all time with Fedor and Alistair and Fabricio Verdum. And you know, I've always been a believer of tournaments, but for the last year, we really haven't done any tournaments. But I felt like the time is right. And we talked to Mr. Andy Foster, and I said, look, Andy, I want to do a 4-man tournament in the light heavyweight division. And he said, okay. I said, but the difference is I want to do it all in one night. So these guys are going to fight each other on the same night. They're going to fight twice. And the participants are King Mo Lawal, Emmanuel Newton, Phil Davis, and Linton Vassell. Linton's, yeah. Okay, so Linton Vassell is on his way here. He'll be here later tonight. And we'll be making the announcement into the cage. So this is our tournament, and I felt like this is a tournament that will be respected, and you can count on the tournament champion will get a shot at the winner of the Liam McGarry-Tito fight. So we have an amazing 205-pound weight class, and you're looking again right up here. And again, Linton Vassell from the UK is on his way in, and he'll be available for comments later. But at this point, we just open up for questions.
I think if I'm not mistaken, you used some special rules and a special format for the tournament you did in 2008, I believe. 4-man enter. What's the format of this tournament?
It's going to be the first round, which the participants of who they're fighting have not been determined. We're working with Mr. Foster as to who will be matched up against who. And so we're going to have some fun with that. And then the first round, once it's determined, the first round of fights will be 2 5-minute rounds. And there'll be a break in between. And then the finals will be 3 5-minute rounds.
Okay, and the last time you guys held a tournament, a reserve guy won. Is there a reserve? Do you have a reserve roster yet, or are we just playing that by ear?
Oh no, we have somebody in mind, but I'd like to finalize the deal before we announce it, Stephen. So give me another week, and we'll have an announcement. But we'll have not just one, but we'll probably have 2 reserve matches on the fight card.
Scott, I just want to confirm, there were some previous reports that this will definitely be partly in a cage and then partly in a ring.
Right.
I just want to confirm if that's the case.
Yeah, so this will be the first time I think I've ever seen this done. I don't know if you guys can see it, but when you walk into HP Pavilion, you're going to have a cage and you're going to have a ring, just like this. So, yeah, he's going to pass them out. Yeah. So basically, you're going to walk in, they're going to have 2 different apparatuses, which I felt that this is the way to do it. We have a world title fight, and that should definitely be in the cage. And then the ring, the kickboxing is going to be in the ring. So the fans can come in, they'll be able to watch both sports, and at the highest level with some of the greatest athletes in the world.
This question is for Phil Davis, and a lot of media and a lot of fans were surprised when you made the jump from UFC to Bellator. Did you know all along that this was going to be your format, what you were going to be doing?
Not at all. I just found out not too long ago this is what we were going to do, and I'm just excited to be a part of it. I always thought the tournament format was pretty cool for the guys involved, and now here I am involved in the tournament, and I'm just excited.
Scott, if we could, I'd like to get some opening comments from all of the tournament fighters, starting here with Mo.
I really ain't got nothing to say, you know. September 19th, I'm just going to the fight and do the talking, you know what I'm saying? Because real talk, after this week, I ain't doing no media. I'm just going to be training, you know what I'm saying? Unless y'all help my manager, Mike, and y'all get that squared away. But more than anything, I'm just going to be training and prepare for this. I'm going to win this. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got to say.
Nice. I'm excited to be in Bellator, and I'm excited just to be in this organization, make a big splash, and hopefully eventually fight for the title.
Yeah, I'm excited to be back in the tournament. You know, the tournament format is where I did the best, you know, where I did, you know, how I got my belt and everything. So, well, my old belt, his belt now. But you know, I'm excited to put in a different kind of camp. You know, obviously, you know, this isn't going to be 5-minute rounds. They're going to be 2 5-minute rounds. So, you know, be able to change my game up a little bit. You know, add some new stuff in. You know, and just really put in a good camp. You know, like I haven't really put in the time in the gym that I think I should have put in. You know, for these fights, but for this tournament, you know, I'm going to, and I'm going to go back and get my belt.
We'll go back to the question, starting with Luke.
Sorry, Scott, one more. For the 4-man tournament, is there extra prize on the line for people who advance and then win? How is the payment going to work for that?
Yeah, I mean, we do have extra prize money, and you know, we'll announce that soon. But everybody's getting paid to advance and win, and even if you advance and you don't win, you're still going to get paid more money.
Yes, my question is for Tito Ortiz. Tito, was this more about just going after the belt one more time for you, or is there something specifically about Liam that you wanted to capitalize on, and why you asked for this fight so much?
To me, it was just about being the world champion. You know, Scott gave me an offer to fight Kimbo, gave me an offer to fight Ken Shamrock. I just think that's behind me. I really want to look forward. Last year, I had a great year, getting 2 wins. My mind's right, my body's right. I'm reacting great in the gym. I mean, I've been in the gym now for the last 3 months, and it's nice to do things being healthy, having a great mindset. You know, I went through a lot of challenging things through the last 8 years, and you know, finally I have someone who supports me, that has my back, and having the training partners I have, it's amazing. You know, working with Kings, working with Verdun, working on the guys, Jason Prolo, everybody who I've been working with. It's just nice to be in the grind again, being healthy, being in the grind again. So why waste my time with fighting somewhere that ain't gonna get me anywhere? You know, I want to fight to give a great fight, get a world title on my waist again. I want to be the first light heavyweight champion in 2 different organizations, and that's my goal. And I have a tough goal to set, you know, and that's Liam. He's a great champion. He's the champ, man. And you know, I'm still young in my mind. I'm still young in my body, I feel, and I want to compete. I want to get the best out of it. And like I say, I'm thankful for all my fans who've supported and blasted Viacom and Spike and Scott saying give Tito the fight. And I think I've done my work on the backgrounds of PR of trying to get the fight done, and the fight's done. You know, I'm happy. I'm excited, and I'm ready to compete.
Yeah, I'd like to add something to that. If you look closely on the video when Liam was fighting Emmanuel Newton, which was an unbelievable fight. That thing was back and forth. It was just one of the best fights I've seen in a long time. You'll see Tito running up to me, tapping me on the shoulder, going, I want to fight the winner of these guys. I mean, he wanted the fight that night, and he was bugging me. I go, hey, Tito, I'm watching the fight right now. Can you leave me alone? And I'm joking, but I mean, he wanted it then, and he said, I don't care who wins, I want to fight for the title. And since then, really, he has been on me, and you know, and Tito's already done it all, and so we're happy and proud to have him as our main event on September 19th against Liam, and we think it's going to be a great fight.
Yeah, Mr. Coker, when you originally brought up this idea to the fighters, what were their original reactions?
Are you talking about the main event, or?
Yeah, main event.
But with Tito, and well, Tito wanted the fight, and Liam, when we brought it to Liam, he was all in. He said, "Look, I'll fight anybody. I'm the world champ. They're gonna come take it from me," and really that was the attitude of Liam. Yeah, you know what? It was interesting because, I didn't know how they would take it because it's a different format. They came in and we're throwing a curveball at them. But, martial arts and having tournaments in one day is really, that's how I grew up, competing in martial arts tournaments. That's just how it was. And I grew up in the world of K1 where it was 3 fights in one night. And the original MMA fights were all tournaments. But luckily Andy Foster said okay. We started looking into it. We reached out. We actually reached out to Phil first, and he said, "You know what? That's amazing. I want to do this." And so Bob Cook and Dwayne Zingas called me and said, "Hey, he wants to do it." So, and then we reached out to Mo, and then Emmanuel, and then Linton, and they all were in. So I said, "You know what? This is one of our strongest divisions. This is going to be a great tournament, and let the better fighter prevail."
So, Andy, you mentioned Andy. He's a pretty outspoken guy on weight cutting and the amount of weight fighters should safely cut or can safely cut. Basically thinks it's kind of a problem in MMA. Will there be any sort of restrictions placed on these guys in terms of how much they can cut on the week of the fight?
No, Andy's still doing his studying, and you know what, it's something that it's an ongoing project for him. But when they jump on the scale, they're 205, fights are on.
And forgive me if you said this already, but how is this event actually being branded? Is this like Bellator MMA presents Glory?
Well, here's the thing: is that when I was in Japan, there was a show on New Year's Eve called Dynamite, and I said, you know what, we should all share that. So we're calling the show Dynamite. But the main event is Tito Ortiz fighting Liam McGarry, and we have the Glory kickboxing, as well as our 4-man tournament, all in one night. You see it right here. It's going to be an action-packed night of great martial arts fighting, and that's really what it is.
What happens if it's a draw in the finals?
Well, then we're going to give you a scorecard, Stephen, and we're going to let you vote.
Perfect.
We'll let the media vote. No, we've already figured that out. We can talk about that offline.
Okay.
It's our champ, Will Brooks. Woo!
Will Brooks with Bellator MMA. No, I got a question. Is this the only weight class that you guys will be doing this with, or is it just test it out, see how it works, and then go down the road and try it again?
You know what? This is the first one, but I think you'll see more depending on how things go. But you know what? I've always believed in the tournament format, and when I first came in, I thought we needed to change it up a little bit, and having a tournament over 8, 12 weeks, that's okay. But you know what? Tournament in one night, that's really exciting, and that's why we're doing it one night.
Scott, when are you going to announce the initial seedings of the tournament?
We're still circling with Andy Foster on that because the commission will have some approval process. So we'll have to get back to you on exactly when that will be, but it'll be soon. And then we'll announce it, and then you guys will know who's fighting who.
Scott, with Joe Schilling fighting next week at the Kansas Star Casino, and then him being in the Glory Kickboxing as part of Dynamite, is he returning to Glory, or is he going to keep competing in Bellator as well?
I mean, Joe Schilling is an amazing athlete. He's a great kickboxer, and he's a kickboxer by trade, and he loves MMA. He wants to do both. So I think he's going to be one of those crossover athletes that goes back and forth and competes in both, because he can compete at, especially in kickboxing, he can compete at the highest level, and in MMA, he's getting there. He's taking all the right training. He's going to AT&T. I think he's out there training with you guys. So, he's doing all the right steps, and he's going to get there. So, who knows? Maybe he could become, a world champion in both at some point.
Scott, Is there any preliminary rounds that's going to be set up for this Dynamite event? And if so, is it just going to be involving mixed martial arts, or is there going to be some kickboxing involved in that also?
Are you talking about the undercard fights?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the non-TV fights. So yeah, we will have both. So when you come in that night, you will see an additional Glory fight, and you'll see some MMA fights in the cage. So it's going to go back and forth, and then you know, it's not going to be all MMA and then all kickboxing. You know, we're going to do the 2 rounds of the tournament first. Then we'll throw it to the Glory ring, and then we'll probably have a couple fights, and then go back to a super fight, and then back. And so it's going to be fantastic. We were actually at the HP Pavilion setting it up, or SAP Arena setting it up, and we picked out the best sight lines that we could pick for the 2 apparatuses, and it's going to be really, really cool. So I'm looking forward to it.
Since you guys are doing a crossover with Bellator and Glory, is there any chance that a Bellator champion would be able to go over to Glory and maybe fight for a title?
that door is open. I mean, you know, to me it was, you know, if you're a great martial artist, honestly, you could fight both, right? All you guys, yeah.
All right, I'm okay. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what, and what I mean by that is, look, all these guys up here all do striking. They all kickbox, right? So, you know, to me, if one of our guys said, I want to go fight in the Glory ring, we'll arrange it. Just let me know. Good, thank you very much. Hey, we got a great fight tonight. It's going to be a very special night, and we'll be talking to you after the event. Thank you.